Hello, our 5-minute seminar today is about two ways. You know, Jesus came, he was just the most wonderful teacher, and he had a wonderful way of making things very simple to understand. And he was talking one day to the people, and he said, you know, there are two ways to go in life. He said, there's a way, the straight and narrow way that leads to life, and the broad way that leads to destruction. Now, every person has this decision to make as to which way they're going to go. And some people don't want to go God's way because they think it's too narrow, it's too restrictive. But in actual fact, the broad way, which seems so nice to people in the world, they think, well, I'm going to go my own way, and some people have even sung, I'll do it my way, and all this business, and so they've sung that song, and millions of people sing it around the world, I'll do it my way. I think you know who I'm talking about. Well, my way is the way of destruction. The Bible also says there's a way that seemeth right unto man, and that way is the way of death. Now, we want to escape death. We don't want to go down the path of death. But if you are so self-centered and you are so determined to do what you want, I can almost guarantee you that will be the broad way that will lead you to destruction. And we find that we meet people sometimes that we've known for many years, and way back in their life, 20 years ago or something like that, they made a wrong decision. And instead of going the narrow way, they went the broad way. And now their lives are really in trouble. They've never accomplished anything. They've lost the opportunity, it would seem. Although God never causes us to lose an opportunity if we'll just turn back into the right way. Even for those that are older, he says, the Lord restores the years that the cankerworm hath eaten. Even if a person wastes many years of their lives, it's not how you begin that counts, it's how you finish. And so God can restore again the years that are lost and put you on the path for a great life. And so you must never follow the broad way of your own will. Because the key to the fall of Adam was that Adam and Eve chose to deify their own life by choosing not to go God's way, but to go their own way. So they stepped out of God dependence into independence. And that's the destructive broad way. And everywhere in the world, people are following their own way. And so you find a world that doesn't agree politically, medically, educationally, every kind of way of life. They don't agree. In fact, people get married, they do it under their own strength, and they do it in their own choices, and they find the figures tell us that 50% of the people end up in divorce. Well, what happened? They made wrong choices. They went their own way. But Jesus said, straight and narrow is the way that leads to life. And sometimes the enemy puts the emphasis on the narrow, and we think, well, I can't have my life narrowed like that. But listen, we don't read all of the scripture. This is the way I want to read that scripture to you. I want to pronounce that scripture to you in two ways. You can either say it, straight and narrow is the way, or that leads to life, and life's on the end somewhere. Or you can say it the way it's meant to be, straight and narrow is the way that leads to life. That leads to life. So while it appears to be narrow, it brings you out into the fullness of life. A life eternal. So that you can have God direct your paths. You don't have to make major decisions and be wrong. You can make major decisions and do the right thing and experience life instead of death. But if you think that Your life is more important than God's. And that's the whole New Age concept that we're all gods. That's the era of the fall that Adam and Eve fell into. No, we have to bring God into the center of our life. Straight and narrow is the way that leads unto life.